You can grab a copy of the paperwork if you want.
All right, we'll go ahead and call our meeting to order at 6:04 again. Any public comment?
It's cold outside. Having time for the snow.
And if there's anybody out online that has joined us or does join us and has public comment, please submit that and we'll monitor for that as the meeting would go on and address it as it would come in. Approval of minutes.
I wasn't at the December meeting, but unless Wes finds something out of line, I will move to accept the minutes as presented.
Anything at all? Been moved to accept minutes as presented.
I'll second it.
And seconded. Any further discussion? Discussion? All right. All those in favor, please signify saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. All right. Motion's approved. Budget.
We were supposed to get Bill here, but I think he's transitioning a little bit to a remote position, so hopefully we can have him next month to do our presentation.
Mhm.
But otherwise, we're operating well within our limits. So he'll run over our spreadsheet hopefully at the March meeting
Okay.
as he gets caught up.
Anything out of the ordinary since we last met, or?
No.
Okay. Any questions for
No.
Jessica in regard to budget? Very good.
Sorry, you said transitioning to a remote?
Yes, his wife accepted a position, and so he is transitioning to be a remote, his position to be remote
Within county or within state or within?
within America.
Okay. Okay.
He's still planning on coming back for major budget hearings and all the stuff that comes with setting the budget, but for the majority of the year, he'll be remote.
Okay.
Moving on to ongoing business. Anything from the commission?
This is Debbie's week at MACO, or at the legislature for MACO, so she was imagining she wasn't going to make it tonight.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, nothing big coming down the pipelines from the commission as far as we're concerned.
Okay. Grants and MOUs.
I'm sure you guys have all heard the funding freeze. So that impacts any new Forest Service projects. It might impact some of the existing agreements if they were not funded through specific mechanisms. Tracy's still waiting to find out. Obviously, BLM agreements are all frozen, and it's a bit difficult for planning.
Mm-hmm.
Is Forest Service, is that Department of Interior?
It's Department of Ag? I know.
Yeah, USDA Forest Service. But
Yes,
yeah.
Department of Ag.
Okay, all right. Because BLM is
Department of Interior,
Yes,
the DOI.
okay, yeah.
So more to come there then.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
Nope.
Any further questions for Jessica? Spray update.
Man, we've been just going to town right now.
Mhm.
Right now, like I said, we're going to be in a good place with all of our seasonal crew intends to return.
Mhm.
We've actually had a couple of applications for that 4th position. So we're in good shape to start the year.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Very good. That's encouraging.
Yes, it's nice to have returners. It makes a big difference.
Thanks. We appreciate you.
Welcome.
Yeah. Vehicles and equipment.
The one thing that I would like your guys' help with is drafting what we want in a tender truck, like an age window we're looking at. If you guys have make model preferences, that kind of stuff, so we can start shopping that now.
Okay.
So
What size does it need to be for a tender truck?
3/4 to 1 ton. My intention is to not set it up to spray. The older Dodge can still be retrofitted to spray. So my intention is this one just is to be set up to pull trailers and fill tanks and not plummet to spray.
Mhm.
I think we'll put a hand line on the tanks, so if we decided to make something, we could run a hand line, but we won't put it as a truck mounted sprayer unit.
Mhm.
So how many gallons can a 3/4 ton haul?
What's your current one?
It's a 1 ton.
And what? How many gallons are on
Is it
it?
500?
I think 300. Or it's 250-gallon tanks.
One on Mark's truck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's 300 gallons.
Yeah, that sounds about. And that's probably about limits it out, I
Yeah.
would guess, because I know on like a 550 chassis, I think you can go up to about 500 on those.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
okay.
I would almost say a 1 ton would probably be
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
preferable.
That's where I was leaning, is a 1 ton with a flatbed on it, and then put a tender unit mounted to that.
Mhm. And I guess as far as make goes, I'm not sure I'd have an enormous preference there, but I do think if we're a little bit patient, we probably can find something that
Mm-hmm.
might have a little age but be lower mile than, and if we have the opportunity to be before some of the current updates and emissions and whatnot, we might be better off from a maintenance aspect.
Mhm.
But
So 10 years and newer, is that a reasonable benchmark, or should we aim more for like 7 and newer?
7 and older.
yeah, 7 and older would be my preference, I
So
guess.
that was
Yeah.
Bill's biggest argument was that we don't want to age ourselves into maintenance costs over, I don't know. That was his concern about going older than 10 years. But I don't,
Yeah, I think you can argue that. I think you can argue both sides of that
Mhm.
awful easy. Just from the your maintenance can get interesting on the new ones too.
Mhm.
I guess maybe we need to kind of look around and open-mindedly maybe and
Okay.
see what we can find. I'll look around a little bit too and
Okay. Yeah, bring back some ideas.
see what's out there. Yeah.
Perfect.
Is your hope to have that in place for this season or next season or what?
My
What's
hope
your
is to
hope?
have it before the end of this fiscal year. That's how we budgeted it, so Bill
Okay.
wants it to be expended this fiscal year.
Okay, by the 1st of July then.
Yep.
See what we can find.
Wonder if, could we look at a tender trailer?
I don't feel like that would be practical if we're already pulling the UTVs.
Oh, sorry, yeah, of course. Yep.
And I don't want to get into loading UTVs on a truck bed.
No,
So-
that makes perfect sense to me, yeah, right, yep.
Yeah. This one would be out with the second crew,
Yep.
correct, is
Mhm.
the intention?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Well, maybe we'll all just keep our eyes open then, and if we come across
Mhm.
something, we'll
Yeah.
try to.
And if we find the right deal, it's not, like if we find something that's the right fit, we have the ability to move on it pretty quickly with the commission as long as we get a week's notice to get it on the agenda, so.
And where it's a budgeted item
Mhm.
already.
Yep.
Mhm. What was set aside for that?
80?
Okay. Have you priced flatbeds at all lately?
I have
or
not.
Has anybody run into anything like that?
We just changed out a box to a flatbed on one of our half tons, but I don't know what we paid
Yeah.
for it,
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Depends on how fancy you go.
It really
I've seen
does.
some of them at 2,500 and I've seen some at 15,000, depending on how toolboxes and
Mhm.
decked and whatnot, but yeah.
It would be, I guess if it's not already on the vehicle, I think it would be beneficial to get one that has the boxes built in for the chemical storage, and we're not trying to mount, drill, worrying about leaks, if that is in the price, like if it breaks out.
If it was a dually, it'd probably be deep enough with like a skirted
Mm-hmm.
flatbed. I'm not sure
If you can make it work on a
if you
single.
can make it work
Single
with just a
wheel.
single. Yeah, it narrows those skirted cabinets up quite a
Okay.
bit on those. But yeah, we'll see what we find. I guess I can see where that'd be advantageous. Mhm. Yeah. Anything else? Vehicle and equipment.
I can't think of anything. Yep.
Is everything pretty well ready, or it?
As ready as we
It's
can.
still hibernating.
Yep,
I
it's
guess.
still hibernating. Yeah, it's as
Fair
ready as it
enough.
can be for February.
All right. Any further questions for Jessica?
I can't think of any.
Okay. Move on to new business. Guess we've got a new year and we've got members all through commission, so we need to review our officers again. And And so happy to serve however you all see fit as far as I'd go. But I guess we could just well start with chair, and if there's nominations out there, I'd accept them.
I'll nominate Todd Kiddo to remain as chair.
I'll second that. I think he's done a great job last year.
Any other further nominations? Been moved and seconded. I continue as chair. Any further discussion? All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed, same sign. All right, motion will carry. I accept nominations for vice chair at this point.
Would you like to continue that, Gord?
I could, sure.
I will nominate Gord Pierce vice chair then.
Well, second. Any further nominations? All right, been moved and seconded for Gord to continue in his position of vice chair. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. All right, motion carries. Very good. Updates from the conference.
So Department of Ag is redoing some of their training manuals. So if you have people who are testing for credits, like you, Gord, check to make sure you have the newest book. They're slowly redoing all of their training manuals. I believe that they did the initial core and right-of-way, and I believe ornamental and turf is also ready.
Our area was just up for renewal, though, I think. Are we covered? We're starting all over again in our credits?
Yeah, this year we all
Right.
came up, but I
Yeah.
think there are some changes coming
Yeah.
down the road for the next
Mhm.
licensing cycle, correct?
Yeah, it's not going to invalidate any credits that you already have.
Okay.
It'll just be if you have people testing for new, they've made some changes in that core manual, and some of them just moving forward.
Okay.
And they did do something with seed treatment and categorizing it, but I didn't catch all of that.
Okay, I'll check into that.
That might be, they kind of went through them pretty quick.
Okay. Todd, are you a private farm applicator?
I am.
Okay, I'm actually the same.
Oh, okay.
So I'm not a commercial, but Brody is a...
Yeah, so just
yeah.
check that. So if you have
Okay.
anybody who takes the, has the cores and the other stuff, just check that they have the newest manuals.
Did the seed treatment changes apply to private as well as
No,
commercial, or do you know?
I think it's, I don't know.
Okay.
But it's not stuck in my brain as, I feel like they got rid of some categories because there weren't people using it, but don't quote me on that. Do you remember anything else, Grace?
Nothing that I think is
Yeah.
this right now.
Okay. Otherwise, it was a really good conference. It seemed Peter got a lot out of the aerial classes. Some really great keynote speakers. The biggest push now is education. Having the Department of Ag fill that position with an education specialist has been really nice. There's a bunch of Ag Corps members housed in the Department of Ag that are available to landowners to turn paper maps and all their stuff into digital maps, into EdMaps. So I'm going to start pushing some of my people to use the Ag Corps to get their maps into EdMaps so that we can transition them for grants. So if you guys have stuff and you want it put in, let me know and we'll get you set up.
Was there anything on drone applications?
Drones are still a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
I know that there's still some debate maybe about application drones and parts that come from China, and that is a big restriction on some of the use, and I don't know where that's at.
I think that's still moving through the legislative
Yeah.
process, if I understand that right. And
Yeah,
then I think that they're looking at some changes to the private applicator license or endorsements to the private applicator license. Right now, there is no, or it's my understanding, there's no limitation as far as a private applicator and aerial application. And that aerial piece is going to become an additional part of the, or they're looking awful hard at that, making that an additional piece, to where there'd be a little more schooling for the private applicator piece, and then for some of the fumigants as well, phostoxin and different ones. And so it sounds like down the road we may see some changes there, in more of a I guess the easiest way I think is to describe it was maybe your core private applicator license and then a couple of available endorsements that you'd have to get additional credits for or additional training.
And that's the other thing, they are working on including aerial in the, or including drones in the aerial category to make trainings that include drones fit under aerial. So you get more credits. If you're attending a drone seminar, you're going to get more credits in aerial than you have in the past. And they're also going to update the manual to include drone applications under the aerial heading for commercial.
So some changes on both
Yep.
sides, it sounds like, coming down.
I really think it would be an effective way to deal with spot treatments
No, it's
in really rugged terrain.
no, it is a tool that I would love to have.
Okay.
Because honestly, it could benefit both the weed side and the mosquito side. Their technology has come far enough that you can do a hopper for larvicide, you can do a hopper for adulticide, and you can do a hopper for herbicide applications out of the same drone. And so you're just switching
Mm-hmm.
units and not having to do 3 different drones.
Yeah, technology's come a long way.
Technology has come a long way. There is still some conversation with Mako about insuring drones after Flathead had their drone shot down. So that is another
Oh,
piece to the puzzle.
Mhm.
Yeah, Flathead County's Public Health Mosquito District had their larvicide drone shot down.
oh, I did not know that.
I
Okay.
didn't either. Suppose that'd be a problem.
So yeah, so that's the other hurdle from the backside is insuring it with the county's providers.
Mhm.
The next annual conference will be in Billings. It sounds like they decided to alternate Great Falls and Billings as the 2 kind of host cities for the next couple of years. They found it's just too expensive to have it in Helena. They wanted to do it during the legislative session because it increases our attendance from representatives, but it's also incredibly expensive to house it in Helena.
Be be the end of February again, likely.
We're going to actually be the second week in March
Second
in
week in March.
26.
Okay.
And then, I guess I could do it now. We're in the Weed Board Roundtable, but the Southwest area is going to host a commercial applicators training March 20th at Bridger Brewing. And we're kind of trying to hit some of those harder categories, trying to hit forest pest, ornamental and turf, water, and aerial, plus some safety and some MDT stuff, but it's open to anybody, but we're kind of gearing it towards our commercial applicators.
You said March 20th?
Yep.
And it's MWCA that's
It's
hosting it, or-
MWCA's Southwest area.
Okay.
Is there a fee to attend?
Yes, I don't know what it's going to be yet. It'll probably be about $25
Okay.
for
Well-
MWCA members, probably $40 for non-members, but don't quote me on that. We haven't.
Where will that be held at?
Bridger Brewing.
Bridgeport?
Two days after our next meeting.
Yep.
Is there a deadline for registration?
Probably that Monday, but we'll.
Okay. And if somebody did want to attend, talk to you, or?
Yep. Well, I'll be
okay.
the point of contact for now. I believe that is how we'll go with the whole registration.
Okay. Very good. Anything further?
Board training will be April 23rd at 5:30. At the Methodist Church. It's 200 North Cedar.
Okay. Get that one on the calendar. Is there a specific focus this year that you're aware
I
of?
think
or-
it's going to be really similar to last year, just parliamentary procedure and board ethics.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. Daleen, do you have any?
I do not know.
Okay.
If you are planning on attending, they are providing, there will be dinner provided. And if you could RSVP so we can get a head count, that would be great.
Okay. And when would you like that by?
Well, we will be sending out another email,
Mhm.
so I don't know about the deadline at this point
Okay.
in time.
If you have anything you think you would like to see covered, you can email me or Debbie Randolph. And
Okay.
Kay and Allison can look at putting it on the
Okay.
agenda. If you think there's something that needs to be covered.
Okay. Anything further?
I don't think so. Oh, yes. In the packet is the bylaws to review. I would like to discuss and approve these at the March meeting. So if you find anything that you want to change, besides some of the names for elected officials, let's get that noted. But
Okay.
otherwise, I think we did a pretty hard revision of them last year. So I don't think that, you know, it's a good time to update anything.
Okay. Could you email these to Nathan and?
Yep. No, I'll send it
Peter?
out again,
Yeah.
if you guys want a computer copy, but I thought I'd give you.
And then, yeah, let's review them, and I guess prior to the next meeting,
Mhm.
email any revisions over so that we could have a
Yep.
potentially revised draft. That'd be
Mhm.
great.
Yep.
Okay. Very good. We'll do that. Anything else?
I don't think so, no. I think now I say that.
Well, you got one more chance at the round table, so. Any questions for Jessica? Alrighty, that brings us to our round table. Anything?
No?
Jessica?
Nope.
What?
I can't think of anything.
Or?
Nothing real big, other than with the federal freeze on money. They've also held up payments for BLM seeds purchases to companies such as ourselves, and yeah, that's going to start to hurt right away if things don't change. So
Yeah, I hadn't thought of the overall impact there.
Yeah.
Just both payments and future.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
only $250,000 for us. So, yeah.
Big part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So.
Definitely think this freeze is gonna mess everyone up. I was talking to my old boss down at the Dillon Field office for BLM, and he was saying that they were going through the process of their rehires, and they got vetoed. So they have no seasonals right now.
Hmm.
And so I'm interested to see the impact on everyone else on
The
that.
overall.
Hmm.
Anything else? I don't have anything either, so. Let's see, that brings us to our next meeting, March 18th at 6.
Does that still work for all you guys? 6 in March and then,
I believe so.
Then we'd move to 7 in April.
yep.
Yep. No, that fits for me.
Okay.
You good with that?
I am.
Okay. Very good. We'll plan that way then. Any other announcements? Eddie?
I don't believe so.
Very good. Well, meeting's adjourned then.